What's up, y'all? Mr. Allen. What's up, Allen? Figured I'd work more coastal today, and this gives you an idea of how troublesome coastal can be with that big old fat fossil in there that made it break. Yeah, I want to say I broke this on stream, but it's been a few months ago, or at least a month ago. But yeah, just been staring at it. I don't want to stare at it any longer. I want it to either break completely or I want it to make me a point. One or the other. I can't just have both. It needs to be one or the other. So here we are gonna do just that. Because I got this fan on, I won't throw my jacket on. Whoopsies. Because I want the fan on, but I don't want to be cold, so. Marty, what's up? Butchering again. Where did I? Oh, there it is. There we go. I was telling everybody that we had this huge fossil that broke us on this point. I'm trying to redeem it. May not be able to, but I'd like to. This was an older heated biface. Just hadn't come back around to full circle yet. So I worked it a couple months ago. And it broke on that little fossil. Now there's another one with a big old druzy in it. We're hoping to get around it. That is the hope. Will it come to pass? We shall see. I want to say this is some coastal I collected the last time that I went with my buddy Lewis. Oh, we got a seam there. Man. Just have to draw it in a little more. And I heated it up. Heated pretty good. But I need to take care of the seam because it goes in about a ½ inch or so here. Of course, drawing ourselves up to the longest portion of the stone, which is here, so maybe we can just kill two birds with one stone. No, it keeps going. Man, that's trouble. That's trouble right there. Waiting to happen. Trouble waiting to happen. Yeah, see, I done told you. All these doggone fossils and such. There was another one right there. You can barely see it, but that was enough. That was enough to cause it some. Now, this is the crown jewel of all coastal. The crown jewel. This is what we call true strawberry fleck or strawberry ice cream. It is purely see-through. Well, maybe not purely, but it will be when we thin it down. This is a smaller piece. Often you don't get huge pieces of this, what I would call superheated. It's the best quality coastal, in my opinion, you can have, just about. And I want to try to make something from it. Don't know if I can. We might come across a fossil or two. You gotta expect that with this material. But boy, does it flake off like a dream. Yeah, strawberry fleck is what this is. What me and Lewis have called this particular material. Strawberry fleck. You know how certain worms, fishing worms, have fleck? Well, this has strawberry fleck. And it is the coolest little, it's like a strawberry with all the little dots in there. But it's ultra minuscule. It's like coral with polyps, but it's coastal. It's just the coolest little thing. Part of me wants to save these little flakes in case I make something real nice. But this is crown jewel stuff here. I don't have another piece of this, so we'll have to make do with what we have and hope for the best. I mean, see how well that cleared off? I mean, it is just slick, beautiful stuff. I wish I had a case load of it. But I am not that lucky. Yeah, strawberry fleck. The broken one because I'm banned from Cash App and PayPal, but I know. Can you have... You're the fourth like. Can you have what? Maybe I'm missing something. This one? No. No, I don't even know if it'll make anything yet. If that's what you're asking for, I don't know. There's a little seam I'm gonna bypass. I wasn't able to bypass it, but I was able to get up to it. You know, with coastal, you'll have some of these little oddities. You gotta figure out the best way to meet them and attack them. We keep going. Your favorite flavor? The broken one because I'm banned from. Which broken one? This one? Is that the one you were thinking about? With the little druzy pocket? It'll still likely make a point. It depends on how many fossils are in there though. I don't know if that's what you were talking about. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Woo! That is beautiful. Oh man. All the way see-through. This is gonna be sick. I don't speak Spanish, my apologies. Eventually spearhead? Probably. Either that or an arrowhead or a blade or something. Usually once I thin it down good enough, I kind of just say, okay, what would make the best use of this particular stone? You know, what type would maximize the length and width of this piece? In other words, I wouldn't want to make a 1-inch point off of a 3-inch point. Get some coastal. You'd be hard pressed to find a seller these days who actually sells good stuff. I'll just put it that way. You'll find people selling the normal stuff. This Flint River stuff you can find anywhere all the time. I mean, there's like an unlimited amount. This stuff's from Georgia, and Jeff Head sells it. For this coastal stuff, I don't know of anybody who sells it currently that sells good stuff. They may sell Ocala Formation stuff. But ooh, that stuff's brutal and lacking variety and lacking consistency and glassy nature. If we had some of the old resources like Bay Bottom or Ledge Chert, which is also classified as coastal, but it's from Florida. But you have to about get a submarine to get down there to where it's at now. It's all been covered up with the rising waters. There's a bunch there though, really good quality stuff. You just can't get to it. There's some that can be unearthed with the coral layers, but the most consistent, colorful, glassy, unique coastal is going to come from Alabama, and that's where I've collected. Again, I haven't collected in probably over a year, but I don't know of anybody who sells it just outright. Mostly because it's so uncommon to find stuff like this that when you find it, you don't want to sell it. And the sellers that I have seen kind of come up have all been, I'll make a quick buck and sell some just kind of trash stuff. It's like, well, in other words, there's a difference between selling something like this and selling something, you know, like this. You may say, oh man, you know, it looks consistent. Look at these shells. Look at how dry. I mean, this is raw, but even if you superheat it, it's not going to become this. I mean, you got to have some good, high quality raw stuff to heat up, not just your normal bland, whatever, run of the mill stuff. So that's why you don't see a lot of it. I think I'm the only one to really have stuff like this. If I'm looking to go hunting in the wild or any kind of man-made tool, to find them, you know. Check creeks, natural creeks. And anywhere around a creek, a natural creek. Or even man-made reservoirs. Are generally built upon a legitimate original creek. But the first thing you'd want to do is do like 10 minutes of research online. Like, okay, was there native activity around me? If so, which tribe? What were they known for? What kind of points did they make locally? Let me look on Facebook Marketplace, see if anybody's selling arrowheads that I can see, you know, what people have found around here. And that can give you a ballpark. You know, it's not like you're going to find Florida styles in Missouri or something, you know. So that'd be a start. Natural creeks, do some research and kind of go from there. A lot of it's experience and time out just hunting. Any place is better than others. I mean, that would be dependent upon where you're at. Every place will certainly be different, but I would do some research where you're at. But there's no substitute for going out and searching these places, you know. Just like for folks who might come to my area and say, Jake, where can I find that kind of coastal at? It's like, well, I've spent a decade, well, not a decade, but I was finding chirp before I was pointing at for about a year, so maybe 6, I almost said 6 to, you know what I mean, a number of years, finding these spots just to kind of willy-nilly give them away just so they can be raided by folks to either sell or, you know, destroy. It's like, well, you know, there's going to be no substitute for you going out yourself and searching these things out, because often people will not give away their honey holes, whether that be for finding arrowheads or for material, because they spent the time out to find it. That's why when you go fishing and you're talking to somebody on the dock, you're like, where'd you catch him at? You know, you never know if they're telling the truth or lying. What's up, Brennan? Oh, I got your email. I didn't respond. I have no idea, Brennan. I don't know. I was thinking it was a mistake. I think somebody commented it was an accident or something. I can't remember. They were trying to get you back, I think, last night. But I wasn't watching enough to be aware. Should be all right, buddy. You should be all right. Little mushroom spots, yeah. Man, this is beautiful. All right, just about all the way see-through now. Turn my flashlight on here. I forgot I had that. That may be a little better. Oh yeah, I get cut all the time. Ah, I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, so many varieties of coastal. I was hoping to push through that. Luckily, I was able to. That was sweet. Yeah, it sounds like a good piece then, Brennan. You never know. Every piece is a little different. I like the black stuff, and I like the strawberry fleck. The true strawberry fleck. In other words, this could be strawberry fleck. It's white with strawberry flecks in it. But like the true stuff is the glassy, heavily densified, you know, pinkish, clear, not white. And therein you can tell, again, the difference in quality. This one's a higher quality piece of stone. Both can heat up, both can nap, but one's definitely better. Again, don't know what I want to make. I'm just going to wait for the stone to kind of tell me that. Kind of whisper it to me. It started with a whisper. Sorry, that came to mind. Helpful. That was 2, and that was 3. You heard that? Set platforms and know where to start. Boy, it's hard to even explain. It takes time and practice. I did a video on platforms, so if you can definitely check that one out. Just type in platforms and Gulf Coast Knapping. You should be able to find that video. This is for fun. That's what it's for. Entertainment. There you go, Alan. We're just making arrowheads, man. Just for fun. Because why not? I think it's cool. And I was going to do it either way. So I'm like, let me start a YouTube channel where I film myself doing it. And lo and behold, here we are later. And my dog still loves me. He loves being out here too. So we're just chilling, man. We're just chilling. Try to make some of these arrowheads. You should try. Think it. All right, back up. I'm about to pick up every last one of these itty bitty little flakes that comes off of this, because this is, whew. Don't get this kind of coastal very often. Not to make anything out of the itty bitty ones, I don't usually do that, but just to possibly make a frame with those flakes in it. I don't know if y'all have seen those before. My buddy Lewis does them well. Basically put the point that you made in the center, and all around it just disperse some of the flakes that came off of that point. It's a neat little setup. At least I think it is. Hey, go lay. And the only problem I have right now is that my smaller bopper is somewhat out of commission. I need to go ahead and get me another one. This one will work for now. We'll see how it does, but it's not the ideal bopper in this scenario. This one is. I might be able to make it work still. So I'm gonna try it at least. If I experience a catastrophic failure, I'm going my other one for this strike, I think. I shouldn't have. Come on. That's tough. Oh, that's brutal. Brutal. I hate working these small little jokers. They can be pretty though. Should have just went with this one. Let's see if we can't work our way over there too. This isn't gonna have the driving force the other bopper will. This here maybe. Oh, that was huge. We needed that. We needed that one. Anyways, what's up with you guys? What's going on in the comments section? How's everybody doing? Where are folks from? You know the usual. Are y'all flint nappers? Or are you not? Do you think it's cool at least? What is going on? Hello, hello. Oof, that caved out, but that's probably a good thing for long term. Because we want our tip to be fairly drawn in. You're watching? All right, I'm glad that you're watching. And one of the only issues I have is that this bopper isn't as dense with copper as I would like it to be, so that means a lot of these flakes are just kind of lacking precision. That's the best way to put it, I guess. That was good. Oh yeah, she's getting to be translucent now. Best believe. But yeah, a little bit lacking in the precision department until I get a new bopper. See, that would have probably ran straight through there had it been more dense. And now we got to find a way to attack it. Ah. All right, let's start with this side. Yeah, I need a new bopper. This one isn't going to cut it. Switch to the smallest. I don't like this one, but it does have more copper to shoot with. Oh my goodness, it's way better. Yeah, I can tell a massive difference already. Way better. I should have been using this one. And even that did well. That's surprising. Huh. Now I know that on this particular coastal, the small bopper, the ittiest of the bunch. Not the idiot of the bunch, but the ittiest of the bunch is well worth checking out and trying. Now this could break the whole piece, there's no doubt in that. But luckily we've been doing pretty well with those strikes lately. One might say getting a little lucky. But nonetheless, here we are. All right. Thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate that. All right, so I can go itty bitty thin here, or I can go, let's leave it as it is. With coastal, generally the principle is you leave it as it is unless you have a high degree of confidence that what you're about to do will work out. Oh, come on. That was set up so nicely, too. See, all these little hints are telling me it's about time to wrap it up, thinness wise. Again, I don't know what I want to make. I think a hardy would look pretty cool, although that's generally a Florida style point. A hardy would look good out of this shape. What to do? Make them, I'll find them in New Jersey. Cause I think it's fun. That's my answer. I think it's fun. You may not, or others may not, but I think it's pretty cool. Okay, it's about time to go ahead and set the bopper down. And when I say that, I generally just keep on using it. But with something like this, it's good to set it down a little earlier. And just so you don't mess up on accident. Whoops, didn't mean to jinx it, but it is what it is. So we got a nice little preform. Got to figure out what in the world we want to do with it. Now, what point styles could I shoot for? Ooh, a harden. Oh man, a harden would be perfect. A harden would be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, we want to do a harden for sure. A classic southern harden. That's what we want. This is what I was thinking, a hardy point. But a classic harden, it's hard to beat, man. It's hard to beat. I think that's what we're gonna shoot for. I know I have my other book here handy somewhere. Somewhere. I bet you it's in that big old pile over there. Only issue is, I know I'm gonna need to sharpen this up and get me a new one. A new insert. Alright, go lay, bub. Go lay down. But I'm thinking harden here. That's my instinct. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Which means I need to go ahead and figure out my edge situation. So we'll start here. Could pretty much start from either direction or either side. I'm gonna start from this one. striking all the low areas. Sometimes pressing straight in, other times just need to pull straight down. Kind of depends on the area. And do the same thing on this face. Again, sometimes shooting straight in, other times just pulling down. And we might repeat this process once, I doubt twice. This gets a nice convexity, which hardens usually display quite well, which is the style that we're going for. Okay, so this side is a little bit more cleaned up, whereas this side may look like it, but it's not as rounded and convex and as clean as the other side. Okay, so let's start here. Start on this face, I think. It's important to go ahead and get your symmetry right before you start a harden, because so many changes can happen throughout thinning the piece and getting the blade right. It's good to just go ahead, get that blade knocked out. And yes, you may shear one of the ears of the piece, but that just means you make a hardy or a small pickwick or a boggy, or whatever comes to mind. So get the blade shape. Man, if Justin were here, he'd have a field day. He loves these things. He might be here. I don't know. This is fraud. Well, does it look like a fraud? I think these are real hands. I'm not quite sure. Looks like a real rock to me. I don't know about you, but thank you for your comments. That will help the algorithm. Then do the same on the opposite side, just about. Sometimes shooting down, sometimes shooting in. And because of that particular flake, I think I want to draw one off the other side real quick. There we go. That helped it. Okay, sharpen up the tip a little bit. All right, getting some foreign languages in the chat. I have no idea what that's saying, but Thank you for your comment. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. What is it? This is a piece of chert. A piece of chert that can be struck and manipulated into a sharp projectile or blade. That's basically what it is. It's just rock mostly. So I'm turning a rock into a projectile point. Ooh, that wasn't all that good. Just about going to take a bopper to this section here. And I'm glad I did. That helped out a lot. This little bopper has come in and absolutely saved the day on this point. I tell you, it's a clutch little rascal. Okay. Getting this thing shaped up real nice and tidy like. Building convexity, making it look clean. Which is not something I can say about my garage right now. But nonetheless, I'm liking it. How's Jake today? Jake is pretty solid, Ed. Jake is pretty solid, working on this coastal harden. Hopefully I can turn it out to look kind of nice. That's the hope. That's what we are hoping for. Where did I put my flaker at? I knew I put it somewhere. I'm just not seeing it right now. Oh, it's right below me. course I throw it right there. Funny enough, right there at the tip, we have a little fossil. So I'm trying to work my way around it. Oh yeah, nice little pink color. In fact, let me go ahead and just thwart that so I don't have to worry about it later. That's perfect. It looked like I sheared the tip, and in part I did, but I was working to that so that the symmetry could be built back up. So that's about just what I was looking for. Again, getting the symmetry right before I do the notches is so critical. So critical. There's our first ambulance of the night. Usually we have a bunch of those every night. Okay, I think we can go ahead and start. I'm going to start in this notch here. Uh-oh, there's a second one. Must be something big going on. Oh no. That one flake right here shot all the way and caught this whole ear. Man. Now luckily I think that that's still low enough for us to do what we need to do. So I think we got really lucky there. Yeah, we got lucky. That was a good flake. I should have sharpened this tip before I did that, but we got away with it. Let me go ahead and get another good sharpening here. Again, I really need to get me a longer one, but I don't have the time to do that right this second. We just got to go with what we got. Luckily, this material seems to flake very well, and that is a huge help. Uh-oh, there's another one. So you see the hardened shape starting to come together there. What's that make? Three so far, I think. All right, one more little strike in through here, I think might suffice. I need to pull it down more, hold on. There we are. That's looking about right. That's looking good. Okay. Start on the other side. Keep the base kind of wide. Okay. A little further. Good. Might even do a little bit of a braiding in through there. Everybody's saying hello. What's up, y'all? What's up, Lee? Welcome in. Working some pink coastal today. I'm about to have to take this jacket off. It's getting a little warm. Maybe that means I'm getting nervous. Who knows? Okay, resharpen this. Again, we're getting a little tight. So I've got to be careful. Take my jacket off. A little sip of Mountain Dew. Jay says hello, what's up? Jack says hello. Doing that barefoot is indeed crazy. I think all of us are a little crazy. Okay. That was a nice flake. And again, we start getting a little scrunched in through here because of the shape of this flaker here. It's not ideal. But we'll have to make it work. Somehow, some way. Okay, it's coming together well. Again, this little piece is getting tight. I need to sharpen up a bunch of these. To get them ready for when I do nap. So I don't think I have any more room. No. Maybe there. Yeah, barely did catch it. Stay, Marshall. That barely caught it. So now we got a little extra room. Let's see what we can do with it. Okay, I like that notch. Whoopsies. See if I can't do something similar on this side here. Yeah. Just like that. All right, so now I'm gonna make sure I got my base looking correct, I should say. You know, that patent little lip there on these hardens is what makes them unique to hardens in general. Well, one of the things I should say. A lot of hardens will have that, I guess, but this is classified as a southern harden, one found in the south. And there's a reason for that distinction, no doubt. I'm trying to make this as nice as possible. As you should with every point, especially this one. Trying to get this perfect. These hardens are very tricky, or can be very tricky. So far, I think it's coming out all right. Whew. All right, I like the base. I like where we're headed, but now we got to finish it strong. We got to finish out strong. So I'm gonna sharpen this up again. Marshall Belay. Take a sip of Mountain Dew. I think I want to just press the sides. I mean, I don't want to do anything fancy here. And usually the tips of these hardens don't like come back out like this. At least the ones that I like, they generally just kind of come to a tip instead of kind of like a lost lake in a way is what this reminds me of. We're at a little further in than I wanted to there, but not by too much. Okay. All right, now we got one more side to do. I'll start with this face here. I'm just hoping none of these shear. That's my worst fear, is that they shear. And glacier pieces of coastal are known for it. Well, any coastal is known for it, for that matter. And this curves in quite a bit too. A little more drastically than I was thinking, but let's see if we can't even it out somehow, especially with this other side. I think we did it. Just doing some tidying up here. Making sure that shape is exactly what I want it to be. Best southern harden ever. I don't know about all that, but I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's good. I think it's a good representation of the type. A little bit oversized, of course, because, you know, we make larger things here on the channel, generally speaking. But it sure enough did take. I'm happy about it. That's the only part that I didn't really like on the piece. Everything else is solid. That tip is just about too fine. Here I am making it even finer. That's funny. I think we need to make the base just a hair bit more small. Just a hair. Just a hair. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, same more deal on this side. Not really asking for much out of the stone here, just a little bit of leeway. I think Marshall heard something out there. Well, I know he did. Back. Looks a little better to me. That's right. That's what I was looking for. A little bit more elongated in that. That's it. That's perfect. I knew something looked a little off, and that's what it was. The top end, it shouldn't just be straight round. It should be round and then up. And I knew something looked a little weird, and that's what it was. As long as we can poke this out. trying to get it perfect, guys. Or as perfect as I can. I think that did it there. I'm looking at some of these examples to go off of. Some of y'all are thinking, this is hypercritical. Jake, what are you doing? Well, I just don't get this material often. I want to make it perfect. And I think I basically got it now. Basically. But it needs to be drawn up a little bit more. I see you, buddy. I see you, Marshall. Looks about right. Looks better than earlier. Yeah, I like that. I like the shape of that one a little better. For a southern harden, that fits the bill, I think. Especially if that was to be drawn in, that would look fine. So I think I'm gonna call it there. I think that's a nice looking harden. I don't want to over or underdo it like I'm cooking food. Just want to let it be what it bees. All right. Now, as many of you know, when I work coastal, it's likely that I'll keep it. Well, that is the case. That is the case here. My apologies if you have waited this long. Boy, that tip got sharp. That's a little better. I don't want it crazy. I just want it manageable. All right, here we are. Okay, I think that'll do it. Sorry for the over analyzing there. Check that out. Hyper pink coastal translucent southern harden. This is going to be one of my favorites. Man, almost, it looks like coral, but it's not. Check my super chat. Oh man, I'm sorry. Whoa, who donated? Let me go back. Alan, no way. Jake, Mike Tufts is in the comments. This is towards your new bopper when you place the order. Oh man. Well, dude, I really appreciate that. I do plan on getting some more. I bought a couple things today, but I didn't get that set. Really, I don't need the set. I just need 2 boppers in particular. Everything else, I don't really need. But dude, thank you, man. That $5 will go right to that. You best believe. You have 1 brain cell. This is a stone that I crafted into a type of arrowhead or blade or projectile. Oh yeah, two Mike T. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I saved some of the itty bitty little flakes, so maybe I can make me a case with it. But man, that is so stellar to me. Just nice pink strawberry coastal. Whew. That is as classic as it gets for our material here. This is it right here. Oh, I didn't show the thinness. So hardens aren't necessarily the thinnest thing in the world, but this one's got some thinness, slight convexity, so it's pretty much perfect. Slight bulbous in the center, which is what you want. What size do I use the most? So this is this. Let me put this down before I ruin it. So here's the set. Actually, I need a new one of these too. That might be why I gravitated against it, because this is so beat in. So here's the set. This one, you know, I'm just kind of messing around with. Honestly, it'd be good to get a whole new set at this point. I think they're $60 something, I think. This is one I really need. This one's been beat to death the past year. This is one that I didn't realize I used as much. I used it a lot early on, but you know, it deformed eventually. This one's okay, but it's getting to the point where this one's fine. This one's fine. And then this is the one I use all the time, and it's still got life in it, but it's more for shooting thinner, heated flakes, and that's why this one is not as ruined as this one or the other ones. As this one. This one's pretty bad off. This one still has its roundness. See how this one's kind of deformed on the outer edges? This one still has some roundness. Jake, we can do a trade. You just let me know what size you want and if you want a particular shape to the handle. Oh, I didn't realize you made tools. Usually I'll buy mine from either flecknapping.supplies.com. I've been wanting to try out Richard White's boppers. But I'm not opposed to trying out different things and testing different things, whether I use them in the long term or not. So, yeah, that might actually work. I don't know what your things sell for. I know I'm doing boxes right now for $60 shipped. I don't know if you wanted to do a trade there or not. It's just flakes and stuff from what I work. I don't know if I usually. I haven't made a $60 point in a little while, but there are times where I make $60 points, and that would be okay. I would trade a box for one if you want to do that. But generally, I will likely go ahead and get one from Flint Napping Supplies and go ahead and get some from Richard White because I haven't tried Richard's. But it would also be cool to try some of yours. I think Marshall agrees. Marshall, we need to see. Tell me if this is the liquor. Is this one? This one here? Look here. You smell? Marshall, what is this? What's this? What's this? Marshall. Marshall. Hey, what's this? What's this? Hey, he licked it. He about didn't want to, but he got some slobber on there. There we go. He got some slobber. Oh, that's a good shot right there. Strawberry Fleck Coastal. Alrighty. So the ones that I was planning on getting were these two. But it looks like I need a full set anyway, so I'll just be getting a whole bunch of boppers, I reckon. And I've got some older boppers. I got a big old set of older boppers too. All right, Marcia, don't need to back up, son. Back. All right, I need to check my kiln really quick, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. I guess I can show you what came out of the kiln. Because I put a new load in there. Check the temperature. This one's gonna go higher because these are kind of. This was medium quality stuff. Okay, not quite 600. I want to get to 600 on this batch. Anyways, this is the batch that I heated up. You saw this one. This is the one I started flaking into, but it needs more heat. This did really well, but the rest is very, very rough. But that's got that PB&J color in through there. Retouch is on. What is that? Retouch off. Okay, there we go. Y'all still there? I haven't seen a comment in a half second. Let me know if y'all are alive. Reheated some coral. This is some PB&J stuff. It needs more heat. Nothing broke, so that's good. This was, hadn't taken a flake off. This was brown, but it turned nice and red. You're here? All right. Dogma, Plebius, Jace. All right, the boys are here. Email from Alan. I'll definitely trade them. All right. Sounds like a plan. And a lot of these itty-bitty flakes, I may just throw in a box. So, ooh, this is a pretty piece of coral. I reheated that one from John. Big old biface, a coastal, some more coastal. I reheated some coral I got. Ooh, this will be a good coastal one. This one I already know. You can just tell. I'm going to pull that aside and work it for a half second. This one, I just want to show you what it looks like. This one I'm curious about. That, yeah, that is coastal. That should be clear. Got some purplish stuff. That should be nice. That's coastal. clear. Oh yeah, I think this one's probably gonna need more heat. It's got a little crystal pocket in there, but that'll be neat to try out. Anyways, whole bunch of little thingamabobbers. This piece of coastal is gonna be sick. Let me take these, maybe this one. All I wanna do is flake into them and see what they look like on the inside. That's all. That's all I wanna do. That's it. And this can give you a good idea. And by the way, the really long one you saw, you can backtrack. That's what this was. Just heat it up. So let me strike into these, then I'm gonna call it. Because these look sweet. All right, I already hit into this one. And this one's gonna be killer. That's just it's got that whole shell right there. A shell shelf. And that one's gonna be awesome. Make a little bowling out of it. There were some others, but yeah, we got 5 pieces here I wanted to check out. So this is the first one. I need a new set of boppers anyways, so let me just mess around and get the worst one, I guess. All right, it's gonna be smooth. This is very uncommon for coastal. Get a nice smooth piece, especially that's large. So this is just a smaller piece, but still seems to be consistent, have kind of a glassy nature to it. And again, that's why I like Alabama stuff better than Georgia or Florida stuff, is just all the varieties of different shapes, shades, colors, whatnot. All right, this purple one should be interesting. I'm gonna need a bigger bopper. I don't know if it's heated enough. This part likely isn't, but the purple part probably is. It may crush because it's one of those weird ones. It's got good material next to bad material. The heat should help it, but it may need reheating. Yeah, right there it'll need reheating for sure. But at least this helps me with reducing it so that I can reheat it, thereby allowing it to take more heat. There's a seam, well, not a seam there. Well, I was really curious about that. Oh yeah, that didn't even get very glossy. Okay, so this is just a ultra dry piece. Heat did it all right, and I could make a point from it, but it needs more. For sure. But it'll be a pretty piece. This piece I know got some heat. Smaller bopper. This was straight brown, and it may need more heat. Again, I didn't heat these very much on purpose because I didn't want to overheat them. But yeah, this one might need more heat too. Maybe not, maybe not. Anyways, so yeah, some of these I'll need to reheat. So I'm finding that out. It's good to know. And it helps you out with heating in the future. You kind of get a better idea of what needs more heat and what doesn't. Okay, that one should be good. And then lastly, this one. I was thinking this one will be glossy. And I was right. I was right. Yes, sir. That'll go in a box. Yeah, this should be a sweet piece if it holds together. Keyword, if it holds together. You can never really get your hope up completely with coastal. But yeah, this one will be sweet. There we go. Killer, see-through. Just nice all the way around. Anyways, all right, so I know I need to reheat a couple of these to a little bit hotter degree, and a couple of these are perfect, so that works out. All right, well, there you go. Thanks, guys. We finished up a killer keeper point today, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll get up with you, Mr. Tufts. All right, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.